Let's talk about 5 myths about preparing your graduate school personal statement successfully. My name is Dr. Vicki Johnson. I'm the founder of ProFellow and the creator of the fully funded course and mentorship program for graduate school applicants. So I've worked with hundreds of people over the years in helping them prepare a winning personal statement for graduate school and competitive fellowships. I've also written quite a few personal statements myself, and I found over the years that there's a number of things that really help to create a compelling personal statement. Now, when you're going into graduate school, the personal statement is the essay that is intended to describe your background, your motivations, and why you want to go to graduate school. And so there's a couple of key things you want to make sure to include. But over the years, we've gotten really bad advice about personal statements, and often we're trying to reuse the advice that we might have gotten about undergraduate college admissions, which is quite different. So let me talk about 5 specific myths. The first myth about preparing a successful personal statement for graduate school is that you should emphasize struggle stories in your personal statement. So this is quite common at the undergraduate level to talk about challenges that have been overcome, like poverty, family issues, mental health issues, and other things. But this isn't a good strategy for graduate school. Your graduate school personal statement is a tactical document where you need to highlight your motivations and your strengths. And so when we start with a struggle story, maybe in an effort to express our resilience, we're not really getting at what these graduate school selection committees want to hear, which is what skills and experiences you bring to bear into a highly advanced course of study in your field. A second myth about preparing a successful graduate school statement, personal statement for graduate school, is that you must share as many accomplishments as possible to stand out. Now, we all know that personal statements have a limited word count. And also, some personal statement prompts explicitly tell you, do not recount your resume. That's because your resume is going to do the job of explaining everything that you've done. The personal statement is meant to express why. Why have you made decisions around your majors? Why have you gone in certain directions with your career? And why are you now motivated to go to graduate school? So you want to make sure that you are emphasizing the accomplishments that are truly relevant to the type of graduate school that you're applying to, and really leave out the rest, because you're not going to have that much word space to explain this. Myth number 3 for preparing a successful graduate school personal statement is that you must address any resume or transcript blemishes. So one thing might be that, let's say you have a single F on your undergraduate transcript from a couple years ago. And some people think that this really needs to be addressed in the personal statement because it's going to be this glaring thing on your application, on your resume or transcript. That is not necessarily the case. In fact, any of the blemishes that you might be concerned about can be addressed in other places, and in particular, in recommendation letters. So again, you have really limited word count to explain your motivations, your background, why you want to go to graduate school. We don't want to take up precious word count to explain a single mistake or a blemish that happened to you a couple years ago. Make sure to use that personal statement word count carefully. All right, myth number 4 around creating a personal statement for graduate school that is successful is that people who are creative writers are better at this, are better at writing personal statements. This is actually completely wrong. And I know because I actually work with a lot of people, including professional writers, who struggle with the personal statement. So again, the personal statement is not a memoir. It's not a creative piece about your life. It is actually, again, a tactical document where you have to explain why this program, and why now. So while creative writing skills and experiences can be helpful, it's not necessarily a place where you're going to get really poetic about your life and everything that you've been through. Okay, make sure that you're answering the prompts in the personal statement questions. The final myth is that there's really no formula for creating a winning personal statement for graduate school. Now, this is actually wrong because I teach a winning formula in my fully funded course mentorship program. I teach a tactical 5-part framework for creating a personal statement that works across any program, any discipline, any fellowship, that asks you to create an essay about your background, your motivations, and what you bring to the program. So if you want to learn more about the frameworks that I teach, the frameworks that have helped hundreds of people get into these highly competitive programs, Come check out the fully funded course and mentorship program and also the resources that we have at profellow.com. All right, thanks everyone.